Welcome back to my channel, everybody. I'm Christina, for those of you who don't know me. Every Monday I bring through a series of light codes, transmissions that activate the light codes available to us each week. During the transmission, I am given visions and messages that allow us to see what the energies are about through the week. And then that's what this video is all about. And then the light codes themselves are available through my website and through my shop, and those links will be below. So if you would like to receive the light codes transmissions themselves, you'll find them, the links below. This is transmission 170. I never know what's going to happen, and sometimes they are pure light codes transmissions bringing through a healing for humanity, for those of you who come upon this video. Sometimes they are messages from the Divine Collective and the Ascended Masters, and those messages generally come through in light language. So through the light language, through the sounds and the keys and the codes that I bring through, the light frequencies that help you to fully embody the activations that are being offered to us. And the light codes need to be sound activated, and that is what I bring through. You will hear all sorts of unusual sounds that come through my voice. So I bring through keys, codes, unlocking codes, decoding, Christ consciousness frequencies, a lot. It's all very much connected to the Syrian frequencies, and I bring through light languages through my open channel of Amatron, which is my connection to my higher self aspect of the collective consciousness. So it's not one entity; it is a group, if you like, or a collective entities. So I hope you will enjoy today's reading. Today I'm going to do things a little bit different, and I'm going to actually give the message of the Alpha and Omega chakra cards before I do the vision reading. This is to bring in because I want to do this before we start the light codes, and this is to bring in that particular energy. So the 8th card, it's going to be the 8th card, it's for the 8th chakra, even though it's the first card, but it's for the card for the 8th chakra in the system that I developed is the Omega chakra. Omega chakra is the divine feminine, and this chakra is just below the Earth's surface in alignment with our base chakra, and the Omega chakra helps to integrate our soul purpose into the Earth's grid, and it is to do with our soul's pathway. She works with the divine masculine, of course. And today, the card that came up for the Omega chakra is Oshan, which says drink more water. So what this means is it's time to purify. And you know, we're in the lead up to the Lion's Gateway. So it's really important for us to take this seriously now. Drink more water. In fact, we've already entered the gateway. So the main gate is open on the 8th of the 8th. So purify, purify, purify. Really purify your bodies and be ready for that, for the Lion's Gate to be open. So, you know, other things that you can do is to spend time near the ocean or near rivers. This also, drinking more water helps to put you in the flow, which, you know, flow of all good things, abundance, and so on. So purifying your bodies with lots of water, swimming in the ocean, taking salt baths, you know, using salt on the body when you're in your showers, doing whatever it is that you know, fasts, things like that. So purifying our bodies, ready for these great new light codes that are coming through for us between now and the end of the Lion's Gateway. So Oshan, drink more water, purify, purify, purify. And the ninth card, which is to do with the ninth chakra in the system that I work with, which is the Luxor Light Ascension program, the Luxor Light Ascension system for Ascension, is to do with it's the divine masculine, and it is to do with our soul's mission and purpose, and of course works with the divine feminine or the omega, so alpha and omega. So today the card for the alpha chakra is Jesus and the Ascended Master card. So I use 2 Ascended Master cards for the alpha and the omega, and this is Jesus, and it says open your heart to love. So we need to be in the flow, drink more water, purify, keep the heart chakra open, keep all chakras open so you can be in the flow. Jesus, beautiful energies of the heart, bringing us up into opening the higher heart, which is also known as the Christ chakra. And this chakra is only activated when you are fully 6-dimensional. So you have to have already developed your masculine and feminine chakras in the 5th dimension. If you would like help with this, this is the work that I specialize in, and I explain it. I show you exactly where your consciousness is, where you are still developing in which chakras of the divine masculine, divine feminine chakra system. And so Jesus is the message, open your heart to love. And while I'm at it, this is really interesting because a couple of days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, I came across, or somebody, a Facebook friend of mine, shared a series of videos with me. And I just started watching them about 3 days ago. And they are called The Chosen. So for those of you that haven't seen them, they're really beautiful. It's a story of Jesus. I've completed the first series, and I just think that it really fits with what's going on in the world right now. And amazing series, you know, told in a way that's not been told before, more or less, and beautiful energy. And so really interesting that Jesus has come through. You know, nothing is a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. So very beautiful energies with Jesus asking us to open our hearts to love, so we can rise up into the higher heart, activate the higher heart once we have fully come into the 6th dimensional. And how do you know if you are getting there? You get this pulsing, this pulsations that happen in the heart chakra. They feel like heart palpitations. Well, I wouldn't know what heart palpitations are, but I imagine they feel a bit like heart palpitations. You can be confused with that. So it sort of pumps up between the heart and to the throat, and it's this like type energy. That means that your chakras are starting to crank up to a higher vibration, and you are starting to open up to try to activate that 6th dimensional higher heart chakra, which can only be fully activated once you are fully 6th dimensional. So, you know, please know that that actually takes work, it takes a process. This is an ascension chakra, and it's not just automatically opened. Before it gets to fully activated, it is known as the thymus chakra, and it is to do with our immune system. So don't you think that's really interesting? That the higher heart chakra, the Christ chakra, is also at the first level. It is an emotional body chakra, and it is to do with the immune system. Think about what's going on in the world. It is to do with an immune system. It is to do with awakening. And we need to have a really strong immune system, because once we are fully on the ascension, we do have a really strong immune system once we are 6th dimensional and beyond. And sickness is something that should not belong to us anymore. So the greatest thing that we can do to protect ourselves from dis-ease in the physical body is to raise our consciousness. Raise our consciousness. We don't need anything else but a higher consciousness to bypass everything else. We don't need man-made things. We need pure, higher, strong immunity and higher consciousness. Higher consciousness will bring you a strong immune system. So we're going to go on with the rest of the reading in just a moment. So we've completed the light codes, and now I have the messages for you. And the first vision that I had today was as I opened the session, and the vision was of a staff with the Kundalini serpent rising. So very much about the rising of consciousness. And this was, we're in the Alpha chakra, so we're working with the divine masculine energy here and soul's purpose and soul's mission, and about our direction. And I also saw some people sitting around a table. I can't really call them people, I guess, because they were in their light bodies. So there were people in their light bodies sitting around a table. They appeared to be writing or drawing or planning or, you know, throwing about ideas and things. And then I saw an Asian goddess. At first I thought it was Kuan Yin, but then it appeared more like a geisha lady. And the geisha symbolizes moving into service. So it is to do with service, and it is to do with the feminine energy moving into service, which I guess the feminine energy is about service. So this was about us saying yes to moving into service. That because this is not all about what's happening for us in the ascension process at the moment. It's not all about us individually. You know, there is the self-serving, and there is those that serve others. So there is the choices to be made. Is it all about us individually, or is it about humanity, about service, about going into this? So it is actually asking us, rise in consciousness, raise your consciousness, sorry, I live in Egypt. I have learned to start talking a little bit of pidgin English instead of good English. But anyway, raise your consciousness and step. You're being asked that our mission and purpose now for those that are moving into the new earth is to step into service, stepping into service. And in the Omega chakra, which is to do with the divine feminine, maybe I didn't see anything because I've written union here. So I know what was happening then was, sorry. So the staff of the Kundalini, the staff of the Kundalini is what was in Alpha. What was in Alpha was the Kundalini staff. Raise your consciousness, raise your frequency, get up there, raise. Ascend. Place your focus there. And then the divine feminine in the Omega was the Asian goddess, the people sitting in their light bodies, you know, making decisions. We're rising up now, coming to our light body, stepping into the sixth dimension, coming up, rise, fully embody those light bodies and step into service. As I brought, what happened was the masculine and feminine energies, the Alpha and Omega, coming together. They unite in the heart space, they're coming into union. And as they were coming into union, I saw a rising lotus coming up out of the waters. And it looked a little bit like a boat, so a rising lotus boat. And then what I saw, there was somebody standing in the middle of the lotus. And as it morphed more into this boat vision, the lotus, of course, again, being to do with higher consciousness and enlightenment and rising in the consciousness, coming up out of the muddy waters into the better world, into the new world, rebirthing, a new dawn. We see, because the lotus rises, you know, every morning. And it was Jesus that was actually standing on this boat, and he was standing at the front of the boat, and he had an oar. He was, you know, leading whoever, there were other people in the boat leading it forward, this lotus boat leading it forward. But then he had a guitar. So this is to do with harmony and coming into harmony. So as we are rising up into the Christ chakra here, in the higher heart, the Christ chakra, and beginning to activate this is when we start to work on our masculine and feminine chakras. We've developed them up to the fifth dimension. Once they have every chakra is fifth dimensional, they are then all masculine and feminine, and we step into working with the sixth dimensional energies. And as we're stepping into the sixth dimension, what happens then is the masculine and feminine energies are starting to work towards harmony. So this is what it's saying, as these chakras are rising, as we are coming up, then the next thing is to focus on harmony. And then as the energies are starting to expand out and harmonize, balance and harmonize the chakras into the one unified chakra system, as the throat, solar plexus, and heart are being unified, what I saw was a masculine, or a man, a masculine energy, and he was as if he was crawling out from underneath the bed, waking up, but he'd been under the covers or under a bed. He'd been drugged out or zombied out or asleep or something, and he was crawling out as if it was like, this has been hard, and he's starting to wake up. And but he was very big, muscular sort of a man, and the words that I got was strong man. So it was like the masculine has had to be really strong to come up out of that sleeping, phase. The masculine within us and the masculine within us has had to work hard. It's been hard, and they're waking up. They're strong now and moving out through coming into their truth and into their power. And as it came to the brow and the sacral, it was just filled with Christ consciousness codes, fully Christ consciousness codes and frequencies coming through from Sirius. And as it came up to unifying all of the chakras, including the crown and the base chakra, I saw some Arabs sitting on, it was as if they were sitting on the pavement. It was a pathway or something, and they were all sitting there. I could see they were all wearing, I could see them from behind, and they were all wearing white Arab things with the band around their head. And this was, the message with this was to do with, they were all wearing white, so the purity and the spirituality. And the band was actually blue, the blue of truth. And this is about togetherness. And the vision, the message to do with the Arabs is to do with moving through a process and overcoming great struggle, a time of adversity that has been a long time coming, and overcoming this adversity. And what happened, what came through at this same stage, or all chakras are, unified by this stage. So this is a healing process we've been through. All chakras are unified at the heart, all come into unity, all coming into harmony. I saw a vision of the uterus, and the uterus is to do with awakening consciousness. It's to do with rebirthing. So that was a really powerful, as we come into, we focus and we work on bringing everything into balance and harmony, all those aspects of ourselves coming into union, we are rebirthing. And, it's the resurrection, I guess, the rebirth, the whole rebirth, and awakening to higher consciousness. And then in the emotional body healing phase, the masculine, there was a divine masculine, divine feminine. The reason I'm saying divine rather than saying man and woman, because they were not like a man and a woman. They were masculine and feminine, but wearing this, like, it looked more like a more biblical type vision. So I call it divine masculine, divine feminine. And the masculine, again, very strong, and he was lifting the feminine up, so supporting the feminine in order to walk forward. There was this, let's now move together feeling of moving forward together, taking her hand so that they could walk forward. And in the lower mental body, again, this was just filled with Christ consciousness codes, clearing the mind, clearing any negative programming, moving all of that out and totally transforming it with pure Christ consciousness light codes. And in the higher mental body, I saw the equilateral cross, and it was very wide, like as if, so that you could sit within the very epicenter of the equilateral cross. And it was wide, and it was inviting you in to sit within the space of divine grace. And then I saw a vision of somebody sitting in lotus position. It's about finding your stillness and inviting you in to the divine energy of divine grace. And in the spiritual body area, I saw a buffalo. The buffalo had big horns. He was very big, powerful, strong. And the buffalo calls us to walk the sacred path. So we are being called to walk the sacred path. After this vision, I saw somebody sitting in a train, and they were looking out of the window. So looking through the window of the soul. And they had a feeling of sadness as they were moving forward on their journey and having to leave others behind. There was this feeling that they had made their decision, that they are moving forward and looking through that window, the journey of the soul. I am moving forward now, and there may be some sadness that comes with that, but choosing to move forward. Excuse me. And following this vision, I saw this powerful block, if you like. I don't know if it was a block, but anyway, it was shaped like rectangular. So it was to do with the beginning phase. But what it was with this shape was the white fire of purity, of ascension, being offered this first phase of being able to purify the bodies, start purifying the bodies for the ascension to really take place. As this white fire was offered to us, I had tingling all over I was scratching my head, and even inside my ears, everything was tingling and, itchy, and like a lot of energy really expanding around the head area as we move higher and higher through this cleansing and activating process. And then I saw the divine masculine, divine feminine again, this time. Leading up, we've been coming up here now. This is session 170, and we've seen all the time the divine masculine, divine feminine doing something together, mostly hand in hand. This time, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. The masculine was embracing the feminine. He was big and strong. She was small and, feminine, and he was embracing, holding her. They were hugging. The total embrace of the divine masculine and divine feminine. So this is what is offered to us now. You remember last week we went through this beautiful ascension process healing for the masculine and feminine. And the week before that, we were being given the light codes to activate the missions of the masculine and feminine. And I can actually tell you that all of this has taken place in my life. And this embracing of the masculine and feminine. So last week, I had, on the day after the light codes, because the light codes activate something, the day after I had a dream of total union and ecstasy with my twin flame. And today, in preparation for this early hours this morning, I received, literally, not in a dream, literally, I received a marriage proposal. So this really does work. I know that what happens with my light codes, it manifests in my life. And then I'm able to tell, and it does follow on, because my clients, I see it opening up for my clients as well. And I will have stories and messages coming through. This has happened. My divine masculine has reached out to me. This, and this, and it just all moves forward in this way. So when I do have these visions, they really are speaking of the truth. So I want you to really look at that. And then I saw after this was somebody sitting with a book, and this was a really big book. And the book was open. They were reading this book. But from this book was just light, totally glowing out of this book and filling the person. Your true wisdom, your book, your story, just totally being filled with all of that wisdom coming through. And wisdom, true wisdom, is held within the energy. That's why these light codes are so beautiful. And I also want to, mention the Luxor Light Ascension program, because it helps you to receive these beautiful divine energies, where you receive all of these divine wisdom and you learn to embody that and come more into your own mastery, awakening along the way, into greater heights along the way, and embodying higher and higher frequencies. So I've done the cards today as well. And the first card today is card number 39. And I really love that, because that becomes a 3. 3 and 9 becomes a 12, which becomes 3. But the fact that you have 3 and then 3 threes make 9, there is so much Christ consciousness in this message, so much about us being offered the Christ consciousness and stepping up into Christ consciousness. And the card itself actually says, make no judgments. So I see the 3 card as more to do with our ego, more to do with the lower mental body and our thoughts and our, our conscious mind. And the 9 is more to do with the universal wisdom. So we have this balance coming together of the universal wisdom. And when it becomes 12, 1 plus, that is 1 and a 2, 1 plus 2 becomes a 3. It is this process of 1, 2, 3. Everything is in order. 1, 2, 3. Everything is taking place exactly as it needs to take place. And we are in perfect alignment with that. Make no judgments. I did a transmission yesterday, I think it was yesterday, where to do with stepping into the joy, and joy also is to do with the 3 energy and the 9 energy. So that joy coming through there. Make no judgments as you come to the mountain, as you come to the greater obstacles, the challenges, etc. You have your backpack on, full of all your, baggage. Sit. Be in the stillness, just as the message says today. Sit, be in the stillness, look at the vast, look out to the horizon, look at the bigger picture. Just be in the stillness. You don't have to figure it out with your mind. You just have to sit and be still, and the aha moments start to come. So please make no judgments. Everything is happening for a reason. And the next card, the second card, is the Magician, Archangel Raziel. He says, you are ready. So we're being offered this white fire. We're being offered this process of ascension. We've been offered the opening of the Christ chakra, being offered far more than we think. And you are ready. You have the resources or the ability to manifest them. Remember, the first 2 cards we had today were to do with flow and opening the heart. To be in the flow, we need an open heart. So hearts are opening now to allow the beautiful divine energies to come through our crown and flow through us. This puts us in the position of being able to receive from the divine all the abundance, all of the gifts, all of the great rewards that the abundant universe has for us. Life is magical. Remember the magic. This is like totally here. Number 1, keep your thoughts in that direction. Keep your thoughts there, that I am ready. I have all the resources to manifest whatever I want. Life is magical. So there's a beautiful affirmation for you for this week. And just to bring greater confirmation for that and to really affirm that, we have the card in the 3rd chakra position today is the 4-leaf clover. And this is such a lucky card. This is like blessings and wishes and dreams coming true, all that you could possibly wish for. Lucky, lucky, lucky. And where is it? It's in the solar plexus, meaning totally able to be in your power, totally able to totally step into your mission and purpose and express the joy, return to the joy, have that joy, that expression of the soul within yourself and share it out with others, staying in that total positive mindset. And the card in the heart chakra today is card number 9. A cycle has been completed. And again, that's 3 threes make 9, 3, 3, 3. There's Christ consciousness coming through here. And the card is, just to back this one up, dreams coming true. Dreams coming true. Beautiful energy held within the hands here. Dreams coming true. Beautiful clear channel coming through here. Hearts open. This is a heart card. hearts coming through, dreams coming true. Trust and believe. And in the fifth position today, the throat chakra position, we have the Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is saying to me today that he's holding his sword of truth. He's come to pick up his sword of truth as he was walking forward on the top of his little mound there. He's actually standing, he's not sitting there, and he's taking a look back. He's reflecting and reviewing. Where did he go wrong? How did he get to this position? Or was it, looking at not even wrong, that's what I did then. He's thinking lots of thoughts here, but he's also in touch with his higher self. You can see he's got some conscious thoughts going on. He's aligning it all here with his higher self. He's got the sword. He's ready to move forward, but he's hesitating for a moment just to look back, possibly looking at where he could have done things different, or looking at, wow, look at that journey that I have been on and look where I am now, and just hesitating for a moment to really get it to where he has been before he turns and walks forward again. So this is in the throat chakra. So very much about reflecting on the truth before moving forward. And the brow chakra card today is card number 19. So that, is, giving us full circle again, Amun-Ra, solar energies, transfiguration, and alchemical gold. So we can see we're being offered this transfiguration, moving into rebirth. We saw, the uterus, this rebirthing opportunity, transfiguration, coming into a new you, birthing into a new you, on that boat, that lotus boat, moving forward into a new world, to the new earth, awakened to the Christ within us, and coming into harmony, balance and harmony, and arriving into that new place, into that new earth, almost there. And the seventh card today is meditate. Siddhartha Gautama Buddha, meditate. So be in that stillness. Again, that vision was also in the messages today, where was it? In the higher mental body. So there we are in the higher mental body, receiving that divine intuitive messages coming through from the spiritual. To do that, you need to be still. If you're not still, if your mind is too busy, you can't receive the messages. You need to be in the stillness. So quiet the mind, be in the stillness, and allow all the wisdom and truth to come through. Remembering this week to purify. Over this time between now, I think it's until about the 23rd of August, which we will be in the Lion's Gate, Christ consciousness codes coming through for us. And after this process, we will be given probably the most divine energies we have ever had, enlightenment frequency. So this period is very important. Purification is very, very important for us over this period. Purification, purify, purify, purify. Allow yourself to be in the flow. By doing that, we'll actually be activating the flow for you to be able to receive. Open your heart to love, open your heart in general. And this Jesus card is also a card that brings messages for soulmates, twin flames, that there's a great healing happening there within that process. So the beautiful divine masculine energy here is leading us forward at the moment, as we saw in the visions with the divine masculine, taking the hand of the feminine, lifting her forward and ready to move forward. He's a strong man. It's a strong energy. The masculine within us has come into his strength and wakening up and moving forward. So really beautiful cards. This is the last session for July. We enter Unity Consciousness Month next week, with August opening up for us, and the infinite gateways being open to us. And you know what? At the sixth dimension, which I was talking about before, activating that Christ chakra, at that point when this chakra is fully activated and you've stepped into the sixth dimension and you activate the 6th dimensional chakras, the infinity gateway opens for you to move forward on the ascension. So there is so much being offered to us right now. We are in perfect alignment. Keep doing your spiritual practices, whatever it is that you do. I would like to offer you a special between now and the end of August. So from today, 26th of July, until the end of August, I would like to offer a 20% off the Luxor Light Ascension program. And you can connect with me for that, or follow the links that will be placed in the spaces below. And, really jump in on that, because it is an amazing opportunity. And so I really look forward to seeing you next week. I've been pushed to get a lot of light codes out there at the moment. So there will, I think I put a couple through yesterday, and there will be more coming in the week to come. So, subscribe to my YouTube channel and receive more of those free light codes coming through. And also you can go to my website and my Etsy shop with the links below to purchase the activation light codes of what's happening now. These ones will be really great. So hopefully you'll get hold of them. So I'll see you next week. It's over and out from me.